Honey on the beat, and you're welcome to Linda's TV show, the home of news and analysis, where you get your information about the happenings in the globe, especially in Nigeria.
Listen to the sound, listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself? Listen to the sound, listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself?
I hope I reach you with it. What if we stop pretending and really do practice love? Yeah, like stop putting a price to it. Why would your loved ones fall from your expectation and you label them misfits? Expecting perfection from a seed you sowed beneath an imperfect soil. You can't be dealing on perishable goods and praying to God they remain fresh forever. Shut the fuck up. With time, they are predestined to spoil.
Listen to the sound, listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself?
Good morning, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are joining this program. I welcome each and every one of you to this interaction section. This is an interaction section, which means it's open for everybody. The link of the stream here that I'm using is there. If you want to contribute anything, please click on that link. It will bring you here. Before I give way for my brother, I want to put a disclaimer that Linda's TV here, we don't promote hate speech, we don't promote misleading information, we don't promote violence. Rather, we are here to inform and educate the members of the public about what is happening. Like you can see in my hand today here in Germany, it is 33 degrees, very, very hot, like very, very hot. So we have come today to continue our evangelism, like this topic said, consistency. Whatever you are doing in this world, if you can apply patience and consistency, you will achieve it. But if you don't have patience and you are not consistent, you will never achieve any goal that you want to achieve. The goal is to, one, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also to actualize Biafra nation. So with this regard, I don't want to talk too much. My brother, who is our speaker, who knows more than I do and who will analyze this topic, is here. My brother Chuk Survivor, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your effort that you're putting. Thank you for your strength and your commitment to enlighten the people. Thank you for volunteering your platform to make sure that the information is getting across every Biafran. Fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching us from, I appreciate you. I welcome you, and I say, may Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect you. Those who are watching from Biafra land, my special thanks to go to all of you. If you have joined this very platform at this minute, wherever you are connecting from, please kindly like and share. Make sure you invite at least one person. Invite at least one person. Share the program on your own platform. Share it in the WhatsApp group where you belong. This is what we have to do. The radical evangelism is still on. Every one of us, including you that is in the comment section, you are part of the media. And it is our duty to make sure that the information gets across to everyone that needs to hear us. Today we have come once again, as we have all agreed, as we have all made up our minds to do, that we come to sensitize Biafran people and to set records straight. That is what we are doing here today. Each time you see us gather in this platform, we don't gather to insult people. We don't gather to instigate violence. Neither do we gather in order to blackmail people or fight against people or preach hate. That is not the reason why we are gathering. The primary reason why we are gathering here is to make sure that Biafran people are sensitized, to make sure that every Biafran is carried along, just as Mazen Nanekano told us that we must carry everybody along. That is why we come online on a daily basis. And as we gather, we encourage Biafrans. In a section like this one, an interaction section, you have the free liberty to come up and speak. We are not going to stop you. If you want to participate, come on, click the link. Just try to be civil. You must not agree with everything that we are saying. If you have your own logical arguments, come up with it. Click the link and come up with it. You can make your argument, you can disagree in a civil way without insulting anybody. You never can tell. Nobody knows it all. We can learn from you. You can learn from us. And one important thing that most of you at the comment section who are looking for a means to reach out to Master Simon Ekpa, in a program like this, whatever you say, he is going to hear you. In a program like this one, you can pass that information. You never can tell. Every hand must be on deck and every idea is important. Nobody knows it all. That is why it is important that we come and speak. Our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano said that if you know what to do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it. That is why every one of us is busy today, putting together the little things that we have in our brain. It doesn't matter. We don't know it all. We might not even be making sense. We might not even be making sense to some people, but as long as we are doing something genuinely in our hearts, and we believe that what we are doing is going to yield fruit, it will yield fruit. In a section like this, don't just be a listener. There might be some questions in your heart that is troubling you. Feel free to come up and ask those questions. And as we gather today, I bet you, by the end of this broadcast, you will never remain the same. My beloved sister have read out the topic of today. It talks about consistency. That is the pillar of the restoration of Biafra. Consistency. That word is very strong. That was why Mazen Nandekano said that consistency is the key. If you want to know those who are the followers of Mazen Nandekano, through consistency, you can be able to find out those who are the real followers of Mazen Nandekano. If you want to know those who are genuinely seeking for Biafra, through consistency, you can know those who are genuinely seeking for Biafra. All you need to do is to look back, just walk back a little bit, and check what people have been doing before now. Check how consistent some people has been before the kidnapping of Mazen Nandekano and after the kidnapping of Mazen Nandekano. When you look back and check what people have been doing, you can easily find out where we are, who they are, and who they are representing. Today, it is no longer a confusion. When people say, I don't know who is on the right path, I don't know whom to follow or who not to follow. It is very, very clear today, those who are sincerely pursuing the cause of freedom. It is no longer something that is confusing. It is no longer confusing. And at this point in time, if you are a genuine Biafran, you are from the old southeastern region, which is the present south-south and the southeast with the lower Benue. If you're from there and you are still confused at this stage, you are still sitting on the fence, I can tell you, you are worse than the devil. Yes. Why did I say that? I am saying that because every single secret that is in this struggle have been revealed. Every single saboteur has been busted. So there is no reason why you would tell me today that you don't know whom to follow. You don't know whom to listen to. The message is clear. Today we have a government speaking. We are no longer an organization. I want every Biafran to get that straight in their head. Gone are the days when we were speaking as an organization, when we were just agitating, when we were only agitating and sensitizing people. We were an organization called IPOB. We were all IPOB, only sensitizing people and sending out the message. We did that perfectly well, led by Mazen Nandekan. For more than a decade, the message sank in. Even those who are not Biafrans had the message. But Obi will not continue to be a boy. Obi has to grow. We say that Obi cannot continue to be a boy. Today, Obi has grown from an organization to a government. And if you are a Biafran today and you're still thinking that we are talking as we are not talking as a, I'm here representing the Biafra Republic government in exile. And every one of us that is a genuine Biafran that is seeking for freedom, we have to know that we are now a government and we speak as a government. We have grown. We are no longer boys. We are men now as a government. And that is why you see that the whole world is paying attention to what we are doing. That is why you see they are very, very afraid of Master Simon Ekpa. They know. Just like the prophecy that Pastor Iginla gave. Pastor Iginla gave that prophecy. That prophecy is very, very deep. He said when he saw Mazen Nandekano, he was just like a little puppy. That what he saw into was a little puppy. And he was shouting, and he was shaking. He said, negotiate now. Dialogue now. Dialogue now. That this thing you are looking at is not a puppy. That as he was looking at that puppy, the puppy grew to become a lion. In that his revelation. That revelation is deep. And he told them, a time will come when the king will come down from his throne and say, let us talk. And the people will say no. He told them, the cry you are hearing is not the cry of a baby. It's the cry of an adult. That prophecy has been fulfilled in full force. But some of us, we don't pay attention. That puppy was IPOB. IPOB, they saw it as a puppy. And they were too quick to go and prescribe it. They didn't want to dialogue with it. They prescribed IPOB. Today, IPOB has grown as a lion. IPOB today is a government, no longer an organization. And that is why they are making waves. So if you claim to be a member of IPOB, an indigenous person of Biafra, and you are still thinking as an organization, as somebody who belongs to your organization, you don't know what you are doing. You are not growing. You are not growing. You are still a boy. And we have left you behind. The earlier you wake up, put your pieces together and join the moving train, the better for you. That is an adage in Igbo language. Today we have grown to a government, and the government of Biafra is making waves. It is because of that growth that you see that Master Simon Ekpa has become very powerful. Very, some of us, simply because we see him come to address us on live broadcast, because you see him, he comes to broadcast and talk to you, you take him like an ordinary person. Because it's very easy for you to see him every time talk to you, broadcast and tweet. You will look at him as cheap. But I can tell you, Master Simon Ekpa is no longer the Simon Ekpa you know before. It is not because it is him. It is not because he's living in Finland. It is because the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, that anointing, have been activated on him. The oil have been poured on his head, and there is nothing you can do about it. Your jealousy will only kill you. Your envy and jealousy will only send you to exile. It will only destroy you. Because the more you are destroying yourself, the more he's growing forward. Up, 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 and up. There is nothing you can do to bring him down, no matter how you try. There's nothing. Nothing you can do to bring him down. The earlier you wake up from your slumber, the better for you. Every one of us today, know it and know peace that Biafra is no longer an organization. We are now a government, and we speak as a government. And the government of Biafra is in charge. Under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is the only command we obey today, until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu joins us. He has said it himself. And for some of you that go and peddle lies, and you say, how can he make himself a prime minister? Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still there? Why is he making himself a prime minister? That he's in contesting with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, my brother. I want to ask you a question. What you just said now reminded me of something. Before then, let me welcome our brother, Mazi Maswell. The internet is disturbed. I don't know if you can hear us. Maswell, you are welcome to the program. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself. So I want you to explain to the public or to people, to a layman's understand, because when you say government, are you here? Mazi Maxwell, you entered it with 2 lines. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay,
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, because I'm seeing 2 different things here. You are welcome to the program. Your internet was giving you problem. Thank God that you resolved it. How is your side? Here is very hot. You can see my hand. It's 33 degrees here today. Very, very hot. Throughout the week, even tomorrow will be the worst. So the summer is too much here. Very, very much. How was your day? You are welcome to the program.
It was fine. It was fine, Sister Linda. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. It's cold here. Very, very cold. You know, the kind of cold we're experiencing in Ghana, we have not had it before. It's just about.
Oh, his network. My brother, you can continue until he calls back.
Yeah, thank you. I think he's having a network problem. So, my sister, you were asking a question. Can you make your question clear so that I can?
Yes, you talked about Biafra government in exile, that people is disregarding it. So I was like, you should explain to a layman's level the meaning of Biafra government in exile, because some people that are fighting against Prime Minister, that is Simon Ekpa, they are not, they are not fighting. They don't hate him because they want to hate him. They are hating him based on the information they are hearing about him. I told you the encounter I have when I went to an occasion. Somebody approached me. It's just like the person wanted to attack me. The person was like, "You are following Simon Ekpa. Cancel ya na-asụsụ ba ị na-asọpọtụ Simon Ekpa ya na-egbusisi ndị mmadụ na bai ihe ọ na-eme ị na-epromote ya why iji promote ya kwụsịrị m ịdị na-enene gị kamgbe iji eso ya nsị ya ka onye gwara gị na ọ ya nwa na-egbusi ndị mmadụ ọsọ ha wọnọ ha ebe niile ọwa adị m ya ga ihe na-eme na because na nna eme ihe onyonyo ya na nna akwado ya na ọ ya mere m ji na-etinye vidio ya. So mgbe kọwaziere ya si ya kedu achọrọ m ịma ihe iji kpọọ ya asị ịkpọrọ ya asị na because of ihe nụrụ about him ka ọwụ na ịkpọrọ ya asị na ịgụnwa chọrọ ịkpọ ya asị ọsị m enwe onye ga-ahụ onye a na-anụ maka ya na ọ na-eme ihe ọjọọ ebe ọbụla ọsị ndị be anyị nọrụ n'ụlọ ọ na-enye ha ego nne na-akọ na-asị na akwa Nnamdị Kanụ na-asị kwụsị nọ n'ụlọ ọ na-asị na ya wụ disciple ya ọka na-enupụrụ ya isi na mmadụ a na-egbu na mafere ya n'anya wee achọghị m ka m na ya bido bawa mba na ihe a wee nsị ya nọdụgodo ana ihe abụghị a na-anọ ọnụ ekwu nọrụ kọwara ya otu ihe nne si ya ndị ahụ ọ fụrụ na-egbusi ndị mmadụ mma ha adị m agụtara onye ọbụla agụba na adị m shọ na ọ bụghị ya nwa si ya ihe a bụ ihe a na-akpọ propaganda ihe ahụ ndị na-eme achọ ime ife ka o yie ife mgbe m kọwachara ọsị m ọwa otu a ka ọ dị na ya chekwa na ọya nwa na-egbusisi ndị mmadụ na ihe ya kpọgoro ya n'ụwa. So the same thing applicable. Some people might be speaking against the Biafra government in exile because they don't know what it means. So I want you to a layman's level to explain to people what Biafra government in exile means, the function, their responsibility, and what they stand for generally.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. You have almost settled the matter also, and you've answered almost the question. Because what you just explained is what is actually happening. So many of our people are getting the wrong information. Some of them are just hating for no reason. Some of us are so quick to react. We don't even make our own personal investigation. That is why most of the time in my platform, I tell people, don't just believe something because you are hearing it here. Do not just believe something because I'm saying it. After you must have heard what we are saying, go and make your own investigation privately. That is why even Mazen Nandekan, when he broadcast, he would say, come with pen and paper, so that everything you listen to, you go back and check if it is true or a lie. Make verification. Don't just take what people are saying. That is one thing that is happening. Many people, you see their hatred is because they are hating because their friend is hating. Some are hating because their family member is hating. They don't even know what the person have done. They don't even know. They have not even asked question, what did this person do? Just that he came online and somebody said this. Just like I should explain to them, some of them don't know what is called propaganda. They don't know. And the people, I don't know why they are still so dumb. These are people who claim to follow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of us know what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu suffered in the hand of these people today that are pretending to be his friend. Every one of us, we know what he suffered. Then we are the same people that called him a tribal bigot. They called Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. They say he's bringing war to Nigeria. But how comes today, that man they say that he's bringing war today is the best person they love so much. They say if he was the person, he would not behave like Master Simon ever. Even when he was tougher, he speaks tougher than Master Simon ever. He speaks tough. But today you see people, they have now forgotten that there is something called propaganda. Even when they see the Nigerian government use that against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they saw the accusations against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And today, that is what is happening on every platforms. And it is more dangerous today that the people who claim to be the followers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, today they are using Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's name for that propaganda. That is why it has become very dangerous. They are using the name of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for that propaganda. That is why they turned the DSS to a pilgrimage. DSS became a place where they go for pilgrimage. Every enemy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even people that you know, you and I know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will never ever speak to this kind of human being. Yet, the person will come and tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, and you believe him or her. Somebody you know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that I know will not speak to this person. You know that, I know that. And the person will come and tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said. Somebody like Ifeanyi Ubah. Ifeanyi Ubah, there is a video evidence. audio evidence where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu explain to us about the propaganda of Ifeanyi Ubah, the kind of person he is. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warned us and say, do not have anything to do with Ifeanyi Ubah. He warned the Newi people, don't give him your money. Don't listen to him. He is, I don't know him. I don't have any communication with him. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can say, I do not want to see Oju Zokalo, how do you think Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will see Ifeanyi Ubah? But this criminal, who was even indicted in the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the plane that was used to bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya is connected to Ifeanyi Ubah. He did not deny it. He only said that the plane belonged to his friend. He said that the plane belonged to his friend. Then how can you now see this same person come out and tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, and you believe him? But that notwithstanding, do you now see that when they were pushing those propaganda, when they were pushing those lies, dishing those lies, as Chukwu Okabiam we have it, we were just silent and quiet until after they have exhausted all their powers. Chukwu Okabiam opened another door and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke to our prime minister. Even today, as you're watching me, Mazen Samuel Ekpa spoke to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu sent an information to him today. This was a contact that was there and they blocked it. After they succeeded in capturing Aloy Ejimako, they thought they have closed everywhere and they were celebrating. In the midst of the celebration, Chukwu Okabiam opened another door. Today, our prime minister is getting information from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Every week, informations are coming. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke and said, we should continue to do what we are doing. Today, information, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said to our prime minister, he said that he do not have any hope or faith in the court of Nigeria. That he doesn't trust the court of Nigeria. He is not hoping on any politician or anybody. That his hope lies on Biafran people, you and I. That anything we can do to make sure that he's free, anything that we are doing, we should continue and intensify in it. And he also talked about his health. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that his health is failing. That whatever we will do to make sure that he's free, that we should continue to do, increase it. That he doesn't have any hope in the judiciary of Nigeria. Today, he sent that information to our prime minister. Those of us who are following Mazen Samuel Ekpa in Twitter, you will see him, he tweeted about it. He said it on Twitter. And since Mazen Samuel Ekpa began to get information from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, do you know what they did? They came and they asked him, they said, who told you? How did you get the contact? Which contact? Who gave you the contact? So you think that Mazen Samuel Ekpa is foolish to tell you the contact?
The answer is what you don't know is bigger than complete.
Exactly. What you don't know is bigger than you. That is the answer. What you don't know is bigger than you. When you people were pushing your lies, cooking your lies, we didn't bother. We didn't care to ask you how you did it because we know that it was a lie. Now that the real information is coming, you want us to tell you, where are we getting the information? How is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu sending you information? Which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? When Mazen Samuel spoke first of all about the health of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is seriously sick, the criminal Ejiofor came to deny it. But today, that same Ejiofor is now tweeting that the breeze in the window entered and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu got infected and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu became sick because of breeze. This is how evil they are. So I'm saying all this for you to know that it is better for you to put your head on the ground and find out the fact before you begin to crucify somebody. Now, coming to the Biafra Republic government in exile, every one of us should know that we are talking about a country. The Biafra we are talking about is not a social club. It is not a committee of friends. It is not a village meeting. We are talking about a country that comprises of different nations, different tribes, different ethnic groups. And for you to make that country a reality, It will not happen only on Facebook. It's not only by talking and shouting. Agitation alone cannot give you Biafra. Agitation is just to sensitize people and let the world know what we want, our direction. The greatest agitation we have done is this sit at home, which have shown to the world that the Biafrans are united in the quest to leave Nigeria. That is one of the greatest agitation we have made. This very sit at home is to show the world that we are united in our quest to leave Nigeria. That is one of the most important things the sit at home has done for us. And we have spoken as an organization. As an organization, we have spoken to so many people. We have evangelized. We have talked to people, and the world have heard us. Now, if they decide to listen to us or talk to us, who are they going to speak to? Government only talks to government. You cannot approach a government as an organization. Government talk to government and they relate, and things have shape. And remember, this Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazen Nandekano himself formed it, put it in place. He did. But there was no capable hand to handle it. Mazen Simon Ekpa did not just wake up and make himself a prime minister. Mazen Simon Ekpa, when he came on, he called on those. There was somebody who was there before as a prime minister. Biafra Republic government had a prime minister before. But they were dormant because they didn't know their left and their right. Asegi, follow who no road, Soronyo Mozo. Because they don't know the left, they were there. This Biafra Republic was there, but they were doing nothing. They were there. Mazen Naneka was kidnapped. They didn't make any effect. They didn't make any move. When Mazen Samaneka called on them, activate the Biafra Republic and begin to do your work, they were confused. Instead of them going to work, they were telling Mazen Samaneka to wait for the P0WER election. They were talking about Igbo presidency. And Mazen Samaneka looked at them and see that these people have nothing to offer. He abandoned them and then activated the new Biafra Republic of Nigeria you are seeing today. And from that onset, election was held. In that election, Biafrans voted for Mazen Samaneka to become the prime minister. And from that onset, Biafra gained a shape. Today, there's nobody in Nigeria that will look down on the struggle of Biafra. You know, initially, every time they talk about Biafra on their conventional media, they will call them miscreant. When was the last time you heard miscreant from their mouth again? When was the last time you heard miscreant from their mouth? Today, Biafra has become a thorn on them. They have known that Biafra is an existing country. It is not dead, as they used to believe that it is dead. From the moment Biafra Republic of Nigeria became active under our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa, from that moment, they began to take Biafra issues serious. Biafra began to engage countries. We begin to have allies. Other countries began to be allies to Biafra. Our Prime Minister began to engage other countries. You saw Trump camp, Donald Trump camp, recognize our Prime Minister. They recognized him. You were there when he was winning so many awards. And today, look at how different organizations are calling him to appear on their program. The latest one is Forbes. Forbes in India. They were calling him for a program which he has rejected because we don't have time for that. And that was the fulfillment of the prophecy of Mazen Nandekano. Remember when Mazen Nandekano said that a time will come when they will look for us. A time will come when they will by themselves we want to preach Biafra. We're not going to pay them. That we will not pay for any advertisement. And that time have come. That prophecy has been fulfilled. Today, every newspaper in Nigeria, whatever Mazen Simon Ekpa tweets, in the next minute, you see it on their papers. Everything he tweets, you see it on the papers. Every media station today are focused on him. Most of them sending application for interview and he rejects it. The Mazi Simon Ekpa you know before is not the person you are seeing today. And don't expect that you see him broadcast the way he broadcast before. Because today we are running a government. And there is no way you can have Biafra as an organization. No, it is when you have a government. So that when a discussion will be, they will see your ability to, the world has a system. This world we are living in has a system, it operates. There are certain criteria you must meet for you to be seen as a country. There are certain criteria you must meet. There are certain criteria you must meet before you can talk. So if you continue to have Biafra in your imagination alone, it is not enough. It is not enough to say, I want Biafra and want Biafra. There are some criteria you must meet that when the international community look at it, they say, yes, these people are capable. They have done something. Such as having your own military force. We have our military today, the Biafran Liberation Army. Such as having a government with members of the cabinet. We have Biafra Republic government in exile with members of cabinet. And we have a government in homeland. And I tell you, if you don't know those who are in that cabinet, please try to go to our website and check. In that cabinet, you have professors, you have doctors, you have engineers, you have nurses, you have businessmen. The people there are not miscreants. And every one of them, with all their departments, they are busy 24/7 working. And the whole world is seeing the effects. There are certain criteria you must meet. Another thing is this referendum you are seeing that is coming. You must prove to the world that the people are behind you. That is one of the achievements we have made through the sit at home. Through that sit at home, the whole world know that 99% of Biafran people are ready and willing to go home. With the referendum convention that is coming up in Finland, that one is another point. In that referendum convention, international communities are going to be attending. They will pay attention. World powers will send delegates. They will pay attention. They will come and see how you are able to run a government and manage yourself. And I can bet you what Biafrans are doing today. People that tried the Biafra, the government in exile, people that operated Biafra government in exile, they didn't do as better as we are doing today. They didn't do as much as we did, and they got their country. What Biafra Republic government in exile is doing today, the people who has practiced this government in exile in the past, they didn't do as much as we are doing today. It is only now that you will come out and say that Biafra is coming tomorrow, and somebody elsewhere will believe you. It is only now that you come out and say that Biafra is coming, and somebody will look at you. They won't ask you what you have on the table. It's just like people, you know the question they asked Mazen Nandekano before. The common question they ask Mazen Nandekano any place you go is, what is your roadmap? This Biafra you're talking about, how are you going to get it? Because then we are working as an organization, and Mazen Nandekano has a limit to what he can do. He has a limit to what he can say. Every place he goes to for interview, they will always ask him that question. How do you intend to achieve this Biafra? But today, I bet you, nobody can ask Mazen Simon Ekpa such question. Because Mazen Simon Ekpa has tabled the way he's going to get Biafra, and he is following it squarely. And I bet you, before you know it, Biafra will be in your feet. No matter the propaganda, the blackmail they present, they know the effectiveness of what Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing. That is why you see them running helter-skelter. That's why you see them today intensifying in their attack and blackmail and propaganda. That is why you see them, when they hear his name, they want to tear down everywhere. And you'll be wondering, what has this man done? You saw the latest saboteur that was discovered in Finland. Ohaneze Ndibu. They went and bought one idiot in Finland and promised him money that he should link them to Mazen Simon Ekpa. And that one foolishly began to make a move and call our Prime Minister. Most of you must have seen the video. You must have seen the audio, the response of our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister told him, you better don't go and collect any money from these idiots on my head, because from this moment, I will speak to you no more. Our Prime Minister shunned him and threw him to the dustbin where he belongs. That is how they are running helter-skelter on how to reach Master Simon Ekpa. Today, their greatest problem today is how to speak with our Prime Minister. That is how powerful he has become. The government of Nigeria is running helter-skelter to talk to him, using the Johannes and Igbo. The politicians are trying, using any means to reach him, but they cannot get to him. And by the way, why are they looking for him? Why do you want to talk to Master Simon Ekpa? Master Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra government, have made it clear. The person you are supposed to talk to, you have him there in your net. The person you are supposed to talk to, he is there with you in that country. Why don't you bring him out and discuss with him? Why are you looking? Is Master Simon Ekpa DSS? Is Master Simon Ekpa DSS? Why don't you go to the DSS and meet the person you're supposed to discuss with and talk with him? Why are you looking for Master Simon Ekpa? What business do you have with him? That is why when I look at people who are seeing Master Simon Ekpa as being in competition with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is in no competition with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In a government, somebody must head a government. In a government, you have a president, a prime minister. And most times, you even have the supreme leader. Just like they have in Iran. In Iran, they have the supreme leader. The supreme leader in Iran has the ultimate say. He decides what happened. Iran has their president. And I think they have their prime minister also. But they have a supreme leader who has the final say. One, is it Ayatollah Khamenei or whatever they call him? That is the supreme leader of Iran. So many people have different ways. In some countries, you have a president and you have the prime minister. So for you to say, why is he making himself a prime minister? Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there? He is not in competition with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has his role. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself have defined his own role already. He has said it, that he is not going to participate in the government of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that his own duty is to sensitize Biafran people, pursue the coming of Biafra until when Biafra comes, then he will hands off. He said it with his own mouth. So why are you dragging him into the government? Why are you dragging him? He is our supreme leader and he will remain a supreme leader. He is a kingmaker. He is the one that anointed the prime minister you are seeing today. Master Simon Ekpa did not just fall from heaven. He didn't just fall from heaven and became a prime minister. Master Simon Ekpa started from the grassroots. He started like a broadcaster, just as I'm broadcasting. That is the way he was broadcasting on his own until he was discovered. From the moment he was discovered, the revelation came to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the new dimension. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not threatened by that revelation. He wasn't threatened. He embraced it. He announced it. He announced it and promoted it. And today, here are we. The same people who claim to be his followers, they are busy deceiving themselves. There was one audio I saw, one idiot, the one that have 1,000 teeth. I saw a video that he made, one audio that came from him, where he was talking to somebody about the convention in Finland. You see how confused they are. See how confused they are. Speaking against the convention in Finland. And in that convention, that 1,000 teeth, forget that we are talking about a convention, not a referendum. Self-referendum convention, that is what we are going for in Finland. Referendum will be conducted in Biafra land. That is what will be done. That is how empty-headed they are. And you saw him deceiving his own followers, telling them that, how can you go and do a referendum in Finland? Why don't you do it? We are talking about self-referendum convention. Convention, that is what it is. It is a convention. He claimed to be educated. And yet he doesn't know what convention is. And he is deceiving people, telling them, why must you go and pay money for convention? Why must you go and pay? Talking about feeding. Why won't the Biafra program feed people? A clown. Just flimsy arguments that he's bringing. Why do you have to pay fees? You don't have to pay fee for convention. Individual convention that is meant for ordinary fun, for fun. People pay $500, $1,000 for such convention. People pay up to $5,000 to $10,000 for convention. You are being told to pay just $150 for convention, and you are crying. But you go to a party, you pop champagne that is worth $500. But a convention in a place very, very secure and safe for you, which will be rented. Who is funding the Biafra program? It is you and I that is funding it. How do we fund it? It is by this little contribution. That is how we fund it. And yet you see them talking trash. And in that very audio I had, he was claiming that the venue of the convention was not mentioned, that they are going to give somebody $150 to go and find out where the venue is. Just imagine. Mazi Simon Ekpa have announced the venue. We even have we have the bingo for it. Let them come. Our prime minister have already announced it, that every single one of them that will come there for trouble, prepare for 15 years imprisonment as you are coming. You think it is a joke? You know, some of them think that Biafra is still their mushroom party. They think it's still a party, a group meeting or family meeting. Our prime minister has made it clear. Anybody that comes there to foment trouble from any camp, prepare for 15 years imprisonment. You will serve it in Finland. You will serve it and finish it. Prepare. It is a very secure environment. We knew that when such kind of idiots might come around, that was why such secured environment is being got. Security will be airtight security. It's not something hidden. Nobody's hiding it. The jingles are everywhere. We play the jingles on our various platforms. The location and everything is there. The hotel accommodation, everything is there. So what nonsense is he talking about? And still, people are listening to him. This is somebody who is supposed to be talking about how to get Biafra. You do not have a project, and you are busy fighting against somebody who has a project on how to get Biafra. Even if you do not agree with Mazi Simon Ekpa and the procedure, why don't you get yourself busy with your own direction? Why don't you get yourself busy? Let's assume you don't like what Mazi Simon is doing. You are not alive. Why don't you keep yourself busy? Get yourself busy and do something. You wouldn't do that. But what you will do is to come out and begin to preach lies, propaganda, begin to send wrong informations across. And you are deceiving the gullible ones. But I thank you, every lie that they preach, it lasts just for a while. It doesn't last long. Each time they bring that lie, it doesn't last long. Just for a while, the truth will come out. And today, all those clowns that are speaking on different angles, I thank Chukwu Okekabema that their own page have been opened. Our Prime Minister have announced it and said that every internal conflict will be phased out this time. When we talk about internal conflict, if you are a saboteur, prepare for what is coming. All those ones who has gathered themselves, who involved in a meeting to bring the military against our people. All the people that are inviting the people that come to burn our homes and our houses. All the people that come to burn our shops. Those that say we will not have a home, they will not have a home either. Those that will say we will not know peace, they will not know peace either. It doesn't matter whether you are a governor, whether you are a minister, whether you are a politician or a lawmaker, you will go down. And nothing will save you. Nothing will save you. No matter how you try to run and hide, you cannot succeed. When the time comes, they will knock on your door. And when we knock on your door, you will answer. It has started already. If you are following events, some of you will know what is happening now. Every internal saboteur, their own page have been opened and they will be stamped out. They can run, but they can't hide. Let them continue to push all their blackmail and propaganda. We are not moved. We are focused on the restoration of Biafra. And Biafra will definitely be restored. No matter what anybody thinks, no matter what anybody does, no matter what they are planning or what they are cooking, they will fail. Because we are on the right path. Whatever you see us doing today, it is not because of our own sake. So many of us that are today agitating and talking, so many of us that are working and contributing today might not be there at the end of it all, but we will be remembered. Everything you are doing today for Biafra will never be forgotten. A time will come, your children will be proud that, yes, look at what you did. This video we are making today will stand for us and speak for us. The videos you are sharing, your children will see it. Your comments you are making, they will see it. Every role you are playing today to make Biafra a reality, there is a reward for it. That is why I tell people that we all have a contribution to make. The Biafra we are talking about is a place where we will establish what is called democracy. It is not this kind of democracy of the West. The original democracy that we all know. A land where that democracy will be established, that is where we want to build. Every one of us know that the democracy that they are talking about today, the democracy they preach today, the democracy they deceive you with today, started from Biafra land. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but it was a white man that confessed that democracy itself started from Biafra land. And what they did was that they came to Biafra land and they took it and they went to their own side and modernized it in the way that it will suit them and suit their own evil agenda. Today, what you see in Africa today that they call democracy is no democracy. What you see in Africa today that they call democracy is enslavement. Enslavement. And that is why you see West African countries are leading the show by waking up. How can you be talking of installing democracy? They call it government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And you see the people of Niger telling you that we don't want this man. We don't want France in our place. The people are saying, we do not want France. We want to be on our own, to manage ourselves. The people are speaking. And yet, you on the other page, you are saying that you want to install democracy. And democracy is speaking, telling you that look at what we want. And you now want to go and wage war against democracy. At the same time, telling us that you are going to establish democracy. Madness. When you look at what is happening between the ECOWAS people, headed by Nigeria, against Niger, this is exactly what they're doing against Biafra. Exactly the same thing. They'll be preaching one thing and they'll do a different thing. Go and check what they are calling coup. It is not a coup. I call it a revolution. Did you see the Niger people? Did you see how happy they are? Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Did you see how happy they are? After the overthrow, look at them when they were in stadium. The stadium was overfilled. To show you that this is the government of the people. The real democracy is what you are seeing. And you see ECOWAS, led by the criminal Nigeria that doesn't even know what democracy is, saying they want to come and instill democracy in Niger. What kind of democracy is that you want to put? When the masses who own the land are telling you what they want. Did you see the videos coming from Niger? You saw that the citizens by themselves were going by themselves to arrest all the ministers. It's not even the military. The citizens by themselves were going to the houses and embassies everywhere to arrest those criminals, to show you the solidarity they have with their own people. And yet, you wake up from your so-called West Africa. Look at Nigeria that's leading with Africa. Look at Nigeria that's leading. They don't even have a president. Their president still have a case in the court. Somebody who rigged election in broad daylight, you rig election. You don't even have democracy and you want to give somebody democracy. What kind of democracy would Nigeria give to any country? What kind of democracy will a country headed by a drug baron? A drug baron. What kind of a democracy will he give to people? Now you begin to see that the Western world they don't mean well for you. And that is why I tell people, you see this world, the world is about interest. I don't blame them. It is about interest. You put yourself first. That is what they do all the time. America will put themselves first. The British will put themselves first. The French will put themselves first. But you, are you putting yourself first? You don't. What you see in Africa is that Africa put themselves last. They put themselves last and they promote the colonial master. And that is why you see every president they support in Africa is a puppet. How can somebody who care about Nigeria, if you care about Nigeria, how can you ever open your mouth and say you support Tinubu? How can somebody, these people that support Tinubu, can they open a company and give Tinubu to run that company? Every one of them, all these people, countries, can they open a company and hand it over to Tinubu to run? They will not. But in Nigeria, they support it. They don't care. As long as the person, Tinubu, is there, only to sign up for everything that you have to be going to them. But I tell you, everything that is happening today is happening for a reason. For we Biafrans, I pray they go to war in Niger. And what I see there is that Chukwu Okike Abiama is giving our enemies another homework. While they will be busy solving that homework, we'll be blocking our borders and creating our nation. And I make it to say that Chukwu Okike Abiama will, Mazen Nandekanu said it, he said that Biafra will come in such a way that no man will take the glory. And I can see it coming. I can see it, I believe it. That Biafra will come in such a way that when you see it, you say, it is only God. It is only God. And that is why I love Master Simon Ekpa very much. He is a man that watches the time. He's the man that has spiritual insight. If you see the speed at which Master Simon Ekpa is establishing the government of Biafra, if you see the speed in which he pursues Biafra, you know that he's seeing something. And when you watch what is happening in Niger, you see the way Chukwu Okike want to give Nigeria assignment in Niger. When they engage in that assignment, I bet you before they return back, you will see the flag of Biafra flying. Chukwu Okike has a way of doing his things. We are watching and we are sitting. Our Prime Minister have said it already. It is Biafra first. We are first of all Biafra before you can attach us to any other thing. Biafra first. Every other thing you are saying or you're putting forward is immaterial. Biafra first. Our interest, as long as our interest is protected, we don't care. We are going to operate on that standard they are giving us. They come and they tell you human rights. At the same time, people that preach human rights are abusing a right of their own citizen in Nigeria. They tell you of democracy. And at the same time, they are promoting tyranny. They say they don't want coup. But do you know that the Western world have sponsored every coup that happened in Africa? They sponsor it. They have killed, they have taken the life of so many prominent men. Look at Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. The best president you have in Africa, Muammar Gaddafi. He was murdered by the West for no just cause, only because he was trying to make Africa stand out. They gave him sanctions for so many years. Muammar Gaddafi was in sanction for so many years. He never borrowed money from anybody. He was still not owing. Instead, they were owing him. He never lacked for one day. He didn't borrow anything from anybody. Even in the sanction, his country were living very wonderful. They had excellent things. Anything they want to use, they have. They have excellent things. These Libyan citizens were not lacking. But these Western people came and they destroyed Libya. Today, look at Libya. Look at how they have made it. Thomas Sankara, who came and wanted to build his own country, they killed him. They took his life. So many Africans that have risen up to genuinely fight for their people, they took their lives. But in this generation, this one you are seeing now, that is happening for West Africa, they will not succeed. This very new one that is coming, you see this Burkina boy, this Niger, and the other Mali issue, they will. The revolution has started. It's either you liberate yourself or you put yourself in cage, and that will mark the end of the zoo. Because that company called Nigeria, that company they established to begin to run their affair, it is that company that they use to manipulate Africa. They call it giant of Africa, giant my food, a giant that cannot be able to have a refinery.
Refinery is even very far. You will say ordinary electricity, social amenities. If you are talking about refinery, it's even far. What about
A
social thing that people supposed to have?
My sister, the answer giant. Look at Ghana, our neighbor here. Remember when Nigeria did Ghana must go? When you were feeling like you had something, oh, Ghana must go. Today, go to Ghana, they are deporting Nigerians. They are deporting Nigeria. Ghana is now a London. It's a London for Nigerian people. They go there, even children go there to school. Some people send their children there for school to study. If you see a Nigerian man in Ghana today, he's celebrating that I've been to Ghana. That is how bad it is. And yet they claim to be giant. I thank Chukwu Okeke for Master Simon Ekpa, who is today piloting the affair. I thank Chukwu for your mental toughness. No matter how they try, we will go home. You Biafran that is there. The only thing you can do today is to support the Biafra Republic in exile. Support it. Have it at the back of your mind that you are no longer a boy. We are now men. Biafra have grown. Biafra is no longer that little lamb that Iginla saw. That small lamb that Iginla saw in his prophecy, say, I saw a small lamb, a little lamb. That is no longer Biafra. He said, as he was watching, that lamb grew and became a lion. Biafra is now a lion. And the whole world is afraid. They know what is coming. If you continue to make yourself a boy, you are not doing yourself any favor. For those of us, we are gone, and we are gone for good. And nothing will stop us. I pray that Chukwu Okeke will give us the grace to be focused until we walk into Biafra. Thank you, my beloved sister. You can come in.
Thank you, my brother. You have really spoken well. We have spent over, I think, one hour here. Wow. I must appreciate you, and I must appreciate everybody that is watching this program up to this moment. And I don't have much to say. My brother has spoken it all. My brother has said it all. All I have to say is that I repeat what was in the topic of this live broadcast: consistency. Consistency. Don't give up hope. A lot of you have given up hope. Some people don't even believe that Biafra will come. Some people don't even believe in anything. Some people are just living their life the way they see it, waiting for the day the God will call them. But I'm telling you that if we should put our hands together, keep believing, nothing is impossible. And also keep on praying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not easy for him. Ever since I listened to what Owazurike's speech about how DSS behave, he stated that DSS custody is not a place that somebody can spend a night. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spent roughly, if not going to 3 years there now, yet he is still living, despite the fact that his health is failing. But one thing I keep on using to console myself is this: the God who made it possible for him to survive in Kenya. If they should put camera for you, you see what they did to him. Somebody who lie on a bare floor for 8 good days, he didn't eat anything, plus all the torturing, he survived it. And even up to this moment, myself, if I'm that kind of person, I won't survive it. But to show you that the hands of God is upon him, that he was actually called for this work he is doing, and I believe that he will be happy. He will be very, very happy if Biafra will be actualized. And some people that are attacking Simon Ekpa, I want us to learn. I want us to learn something. I want to just chip in something to you. Remember, before Jesus Christ came, Jesus Christ was the main person that's supposed to carry out the work. Before him comes John the Baptist. John the Baptist came to pave way, to prepare the way. He even said it that he is not the main person, that the person that is coming after him is stronger than himself. Mazinandi, sometimes when people listen or watch a video, they don't listen with their brain. They don't, or is it that they don't understand? Sometimes some people speak in parables. If you look at Mazinandi, can sometimes he speak in parables. He don't always go straight and say it categorically the way it's supposed to be. If you listen to him when he was telling you go and watch this person, when he gets to Simon Ekpa, he said go and watch and share his video. He is bringing a new dimension to this struggle, and this is the new dimension. They say stop sit at home, it is suffering people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this, but you haven't solved the problem. What is all this problem? What is all this ranting? Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first. You don't want to release him. You want to stop the sit at home that is only holding him. If you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today and somebody is telling somebody to go and sit at home, I will not agree to that. I will not even permit that. But free this man. It's because of him that people are asked to sit at home, because when they come outside to protest, you will kill them. They said, okay, let's us choose a civil disobedience that every Western community use. Now you want them to stop. You want to solve the insecurity. A lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of individuals, they are using this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnap to be doing all sort of immoralities. Then free him. You want people to listen to you. You know that this man you are holding, people listen to him. Free him. You want to make away with Simon Ekpa. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let people continue to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are holding him. You want to bring Simon Ekpa. You think that if you kidnap Simon Ekpa again, there is not another person. That will be a deception. My brother, I don't know if you have anything to say. Then we'll call it a day.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. The only thing I have to say now is to send a message to those of them who are planning to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa, who are planning to stop the Biafra struggle. I want to tell them that Mazi Simon Ekpa have made it very easy for them. Mazi Simon Ekpa have put a price tag. If you meet up to the price tag, he will stop agitating. I will stop talking about Biafra. My sister will stop doing this program he's doing. I will focus on other things. It's a simple demand. Very, very simple and easy. What Mazi Simon Ekpa is demanded is 3 jet fighter. 3 jet fighter. 50 armored tanks. 1,000 GMPG. And 50 aircraft launcher. These are the requirements of Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you can be able to provide this, he will stop talking about Biafra. So I want every one of us to send this message to those of them who are planning to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is a simple request. Once you can be able to get this request, no problem, we will stop. If you cannot get it, wait for it. The thunderstorm is about to come. It's going to consume every one of them. And you that is a faithful Biafra, wherever you are, remain consistent. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, consistency is the key. Remain consistent. As long as we remain consistent, we are going to overcome every missile they throw against us. In a short while, this thing you are seeing, the Egyptian you see today, you will see it no more. In a very short while. The Egyptian you see today, you will see it no more. Biafra is going to come. No matter whatever you are suffering today, whatever problem you are going through today, more especially people in Biafra land, it is not easy. I won't come here and tell you that it's easy. It is not easy. Our brothers and sisters in Biafra land, they are paying a great price. Whatever they are suffering, that is the price you have to pay for your freedom. It is not easy. But I want them to be patient, be consistent, tighten up your belt. We are almost at the end of it all. You know, as a money is seeking on maybe. When it is getting too difficult, that is when you are coming to an end. And as time goes on, it will become more difficult. Don't give up. Don't give up. Continue to be consistent. In a very short while, the Egyptian you see today, you shall see them no more. May Chukwu guide and protect every one of us. Save us, give us the strength and power to be patient, to be strong, and walk into Biafra. May Chukwu protect our Prime Minister and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nandekano. No weapon formed or fashioned against any one of us shall prosper. Thank you for the Biafra.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate your comment, your education, for you to educate people on this issue, and I hope to see you again next time. And I want to appreciate everybody who joined this program. May God Almighty bless you. If you haven't shared the program, please, as you are heading out, remember to share, like, and God bless you.
It's Rizmani on the beat, and you're welcome to Linda's TV show, the home of news and analysis, where you get your information about the happenings in the globe, especially in Nigeria.
Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself? Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself?
I hope I reach you with it. What if we stop pretending and really do practice love? Yeah, like stop putting a price to it. Why would your loved ones fall from your expectation and you label them misfits? Expecting perfection from a seed you sowed beneath an imperfect soil. You can't be dealing on perishable goods and praying to God they remain fresh forever. Shut the fuck up. With time, they are predestined to spoil.
Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself? Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself?
Miss me with the judgment. I got love embedded in nature's monument. Be covered with divine ornament. Police the police. Know thyself and always keep to your promise. Try to touch people more when you are not touching them, because that's when you touch them the most. And even in your laws, do not feel lost, and let your shadow be the only image you trust. Self-love is what brings compatibility into relationships. Set the tone, love yourself, or get ready to engage in situationships.
Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself? Listen to the sound. Listen to my voice. Would you listen to this melody and you will find yourself?
A healthy woman is a fertile woman.